where we did a lot of creature design, animation, VFX and animation services. India to be ahead of the market. You can sort of create stylized games, you can create realistic games, racing titles as well. Advancing the engine to be able to make it more acceptable for the beginners. Hi everybody, I'm Nick Orchard. I'm the Associate Technical Art Director at Technicolor Games, and you're watching IGN India. So my background with Unreal has been going for a many number of years, primarily starting in around 2011 using the Unreal Developer Kit and sort of playing around with Kismet. Over the number of years, when I saw that they had released Unreal Engine 4 with the addedness of using blueprints, I started getting very much involved with that, and then started a degree at Preston University in the UK, where I was studying game design, and I got a master's primarily focused on Unreal Engine and then scripting and visual scripting blueprints within Unreal. So we're very proud of our contributions for VFX and animation services on the most recent Dragon Age Reveal Guard. It's been very well received by the community and very well received from the client. Going back to more Unreal-based stuff, we really enjoyed working with Hogwarts Legacy, where we did a lot of creature design, animation. We were doing somewhat cinematics and getting ready for trailers for those as well. We worked quite closely with Squanch Games on their titles of High on Life. It was the Rick and Morty franchise. We helped a lot with optimization and performance within those services, as well as other animation and VFX. So within our studio, being a co-development studio that's been running over a large number of years now, we obviously need to be able to stay involved with industry trends, and a lot of our clients have been requesting for Unreal work across all of the brands. So being able to upskill our teams in Unreal Engine is very crucial to sort of being able to stay ahead of the market with any unique selling points that we're sort of looking for to be able to find client work. The value that I feel that we gain from a lot of the training with the Indian team comes from the general commitment that we always have from all of our studios, and how well received all of the training is. The artists from the very artist level all the way to the higher ups they've always been sought after for Unreal training, and they've always been looking for trying to get Unreal upskilled within the studio. I feel like it's very crucial for India to be ahead of the market, even because there's so much of our work that's being done directly out of India. The Hogwarts Legacy was always a fantastic brand coming from the British culture myself. I always loved Harry Potter, and then being involved with sort of the team at Warner Brothers and giving us that opportunity to work with them on those kind of titles was probably my favourite area to work with. But in general, I enjoy the engine as a whole. So as we develop further and further with more and more clients, the engine is my favourite area to work within. A lot of the client requests are very interesting. It's very nice to have that engagement with them, and then they kind of say, oh, is it possible for us to have this? And then I'll try to make sure that is possible for them. And I suppose the love for the engine comes from that exploration and seeing what is possible, and then also trying to help Epic push that engine a little bit further along as well. So I've been following Unreal Engine for a very long time. I really enjoyed the moments when they introduced VR. So I always thought VR was the next level of gaming, and then I've always enjoyed being able to develop within a VR environment. I feel like that Epic and Unreal Engine really incorporates that kind of innovation. So then as we move ahead with things, or the upcoming stuff, the Megalites, which I'm really interested in teaching the studio around, and the advancements that they've got with Nanite, they're the key things that I really enjoy, that they are continually advancing the engine to be able to make it more acceptable for the beginners, and then also enhance it for anybody who's an expert to be able to fulfill the sort of dreams that they've had of their I always had an image of Ready Player One, of the virtual production that was done, where you were sort of completely immersed within a world. You've got your VR headset on, you've maybe got a haptic feedback vest on, and you're able to sort of be completely immersed in a world. And I feel as though Epic Games and Unreal Engine is very much moving towards that kind of fully immersive experience, both in games, media, and film. So across Technicolor Group, we've been using Unreal Engine in a number of ways, all the way from sort of feature films from PC Film. Micros has a number of episodics and series that they're developing within Unreal Engine. The Mill has been using it over a number of years for anything experiential, things like adverts, series, and experiences, a lot of VR experiences, things like that, and then all the way through into sort of our creating games with it in Technicolor Games. So we sort of have a unique area within the industry where we have full exposure to nearly every area of Unreal, and we do work quite closely with Epic to kind of ensure that the tools are continually updated from the requirements from our clients and the requirements from our current jobs. I think there's a number of good engines out there that have got their uses for many of different types of titles with mobile games, and there's a lot of outlook from Unreal Engine to kind of explore every area and try to sort of ensure that we are up to speed and be able to match the other engines out there in their sort of qualities. I don't think that, given the way that you can sort of create stylized games, you can create realistic games, you can create sort of 2D, many different styles of gameplay within Unreal, and then also it's very easy to use post-processing to change art styles and the actual feel of a game. I don't think that they will sit into the same category, but I do think that there will be a number of great experiences that are brought on through Unreal in all of these new areas that they maybe didn't tackle previously, such as mobile, VR, and maybe racing titles as well. So there is a lot of support and resources online to allow people to explore into Unreal Engine without necessarily being in an educational environment. You could learn a lot to do with any area of Unreal through things like YouTube, through their Epic development forums, through just communication with the social hubs that they have relating to Unreal. A lot of the time that's sort of how I explore my areas. That's how I've met a lot of the industry friends that I have, through just sort of trying to research myself into how to explore these areas. A lot of the time it's I will look through various social media sites and see sort of what's the new and trending areas to do with Unreal, and then I'll kind of stay involved with those as I progress through. So then if there's new things being released, I'm sort of completely involved with those, with yesterday or the last few days where they've released the newest version of 5.5 within Unreal Engine, which then allows me to know as soon as that's been released, I can start enjoying and having a go with it myself. So very similar to how I did. So I had done a master's degree in video game design, where I did do that through university within UK. And that was very, but I would say when I was doing the university, a lot of the areas that I could have explored could have been very much done on my own back by just going through the internet and looking through things like YouTube and trying to stay involved with the Epic Games YouTube channel, the Unreal Engine YouTube channel, and seeing their development talks, the things that they're working on across the industry, but then also going back maybe a few years at the previous things that they've been releasing, getting up to speed with those things, and then maybe moving forwards into the new releases, so you have a bit of history and background on why those areas are the way that they are. For myself, I always thought that Unreal Engine was really good for self-guided training. So if you're very interested and you're very involved yourself, you're using things like YouTube and social media, it's very easy for you to sort of train yourself with those things without the need for necessarily a degree or a college education from learning something specific as Unreal. And there is a lot of experience of and a lot of help out there from the other members of the Unreal community. If you just join many of the groups and ask any questions, there's always people there to answer the questions as well. Thank you very much for watching today. Do subscribe to IGN India, and I look forward to speaking to you again. Thank you.